Melanie Sue Bowles said, "I believe that this life we are given is not about ourselves. It's about finding ways to make the world a better place. I believe in the power one person has to make a difference." Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is DJ1 for AARF Interviews, and tonight, CEO Cassandre Miller interviews Melanie Sue Bowles, the author of The Horses of Proud Spirit, Hoof Prints, and The Dogs of Proud Spirit. She and her husband, Jim, have rescued more than 70 horses who now function as a herd and live in a life of freedom on 320 acres, and 13 previously homeless dogs who are all in the house, all part of the family, and all over the furniture. We also heard something about a pig. More will be revealed. Cassandra?
Hi, it's Cass Miller with AARF Radio. I'm here with Melanie Sue Bowles, a patron saint of horse rescue. She and her husband, Jim, are the founders of Proud Spirit Horse Sanctuary. They're located on 180 acres in Lincolnton, Georgia. Hi, Melanie. Thanks for coming on AARF Radio.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Could you tell us a little bit about your organization?
Well, sure. We are actually one of the most successful, longest existing facilities for horses in the United States. The average lifespan of a large animal rescue tends to be about 5 years. People get burned out, and we've been doing this for over 20. That's almost unheard of in large animal rescue, and we're very, very proud of our track record and our reputation. And Proud Spirit began with just one horse in need on 5 acres of land. And over the years, we've expanded into what we are today. Our goals and visions and dreams for this sanctuary was truly to be a sanctuary. We didn't want to be an adoption program. And the main reason for that is I don't think we pay enough attention to a horse's emotional well-being and the strong bonds that they formed. So that was really the genesis of our program.
All your animals come into you, and that's where they live their life out.
Correct.
That's wonderful. I love your website. I understand that the horses you have are never stalled.
Yes, that's true. Horses need to move to be healthy, and unless they're injured or ill, they are out 24/7. They function as a herd.
That's just incredible. Now, in 2005, I was reading that PBS filmed a documentary based on one of your books, The Horses of Proud Spirit. Although it was only released in the Southeast, it was receiving an Emmy. Now it was released nationally. Tell us, that must have been just wonderful having such a great format.
Yes, it was very exciting. A producer for PBS read my first book, and she contacted us about filming a full-length documentary. And they came out for 3 long 8 hours of filming, and it was very interesting, and it was a lot of fun actually. And they did the whole 9 yards, the light crews and a camera crew, and clipping microphones onto our belts and microphones up through our sleeves and onto our collars. And it was a lot of fun.
Now, I understand also that you have 2 little speckled pigs.
We do.
Yeah, Mimi and Nina, is it?
Correct, yes. I was on my way to town one day, and I saw something moving in the ditch near our ranch, and it was 2 itty-bitty, tiny, feral pigs. Clearly they were orphaned, and they wouldn't have been away from their mother. Absolutely just no bigger than my hand, and I stopped and scooped them up and brought them home, and we had to bottle feed them for quite a while, and they're fine now. They're 600 pounds.
I see on your website, Jim building the Pig Mahal. You have some wonderful stories on your webpage also. Tell me about Amazing Grace.
Well, she was part of a large seizure of horses that were starving and neglected, and several horses on the property were dead, and finally law enforcement got involved. And just as a group of, we were not involved in the initial rescue of this group that she was in, but as the rescue trailers pulled in to start removing all these horses from this horrible, horrible place, little Maisie was a tiny baby, but her mother, as the trailers were pulling in, her mother laid down and died. Oh, I get choked up about it. Just horrible. But she, her mother was emaciated, so she got a really bad start in life. And the rescue group that took all these horses didn't feel she was going to make it, so they contacted us about taking her, and I loaded up my trailer and went and got her and brought her back to Proud Spirit, and we got her into a stall. She just lay down, and I actually thought she was not going to make it. I just thought, well, we'll keep her comfortable, we'll do everything we can. We got milk replacer, and we had to try to. Anyways, she did rally, and it took her quite a while. She spent an awful lot of time just laying on the ground, but we would feed her there, and we would kind of roll her over and massage her, but she rallied, and she got up. She's had 6 beautiful years.
And then the wonderful name of that is Amazing Grace.
Yeah, we ended up naming her Amazing Grace because it was pretty amazing that she lived, and but we already had a Grace on the farm, so we kind of just started calling her Maisie.
Now, how many animals do you have there at your sanctuary?
We are currently at 51 horses and 10 dogs, who are all rescues. We have 2 cats and 2 pigs.
Tell me about, you've written some books that are wonderful. These books are available on Amazon.com. Tell me the titles.
Sure. My first book is called The Horses of Proud Spirit, and then my second book is Hoof Prints, More Stories from Proud Spirit. And then a lot of my fans who had read the 2 books were asking a lot of questions about the dogs that we'd rescued. So I sat down to tell their stories as well. And then that third book is called The Dogs of Proud Spirit.
With all those animals, you must be busy.
We sure are, but it may sound like a cliche, but we get an awful lot more from them than I think we do for them.
Well, as time-consuming, it must be also monetarily consuming, too. How do you get your funding?
All the proceeds from my books help us continue our rescue work, and we are a 501c3 nonprofit, and we do have supporters. We always need funding. We always need help, and we're always thrilled when people are interested enough to buy our book. And a lot of it comes out of our own pocket.
Sure. Now, you also have some of your hats and T-shirts and things like this, and as well as, anyone looking to buy any of their ink cartridges for their printer paper, their printer toner, they can all do that through your organization. You'll see that on your website, which is great funding. And businesses are always going through a lot of that, too, so that's another option, another way for donations to be placed for your organization. Tell me a little bit about Lark and Sparrow.
They were 2 horses in northern Arkansas that were not being properly cared for, and law enforcement did get involved on that too, but the owner willingly agreed to surrender them. And their story, so we went up to get them, and it was all, the owner admitted he was unable to care for them, so this was all very, non-confrontational, very peaceful. He agreed to turn them over, and he agreed not to get any more horses. And we brought them to the sanctuary, and they were not well enough to turn out to the herd yet, and we worked on getting them well, but sadly Sparrow was just too compromised, and he did not make it. And but Lark rallied, and he became part of the herd.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, on your donations and things, you have different members. As far as bronze member, gold member, they contribute monthly, which is really needed because just your hay bill alone a year must be just astronomical.
Yeah, our hay bill typically, depending on hay prices, of course, it typically is about $15,000.
And then you have your farrier costs and everything else that goes along with it. It's not that, everyone knows it's not that easy just even with one horse today.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah, but I love your website. I love what you're doing. Fabulous. Hopefully we can direct everyone into Amazon.com to get some of your books to help support your wonderful, your sanctuary. Yeah, sure. And as well as that, also the different areas. Please go in and see the website. It's fantastic.
Yeah, you can. Our website is horsesofproudspirit.org, and you can find us on Facebook, Proud Spirit Horse Sanctuary. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you coming on, Melanie. It was great talking with you. And I'll be speaking with you soon, I'm sure.
Thank you, Cassie. It was wonderful to speak with you.
Bye-bye now.
You are listening to AARF Radio.